guess we could do that.
Yes!
Hello, everyone.
She doesn't seem happy about this.
It's okay, I'll make you happy, baby girl. I'll make you happy!
But she can't be unhappy about staying with us. Can she? I don't know. She has a point. She doesn't know us. No. It has to be him. It has to be this place. If we just made these walls more fitting for a princess, if we just say the right things. We just showed her the contents of our heart. She'd be happy here. As the voice thinks its thought, your hands raise, fingers pointing towards your chest, and then... What? No, you absolutely do not.
No, don't. He's gonna rip open. Oh my god, I'm gonna be so mad. You have it right here!
Oh, but I do.
No!
What? What is he doing? We can't see unless you tell us. Are you sure you want to know? I suppose I can't stall forever. You plunge your nails into your chest, digging deep, grasping for a handhold. And you find it, your fingers curling around your ribs.
You're actually kidding me, right?
Oh no! What are you doing? Are you okay? You can't do that and be okay.
Time out. He should not be allowed to do that. He's not the decider. And yet, it's done, isn't it? Will be soon. You yank violently, your bones cracking with wet pops as you pull yourself apart, inch by painful inch. Your exposed heart,
You're
framed
kidding
by
me.
jagged ribs, thumps rhythmically in your raw, bloodied chest. The loosened threads of your body unfurling to cover the surface of the room. Don't mind my sacrifice. It's a fair price to pay to give her everything she doesn't know.
You're actually stupid.
Oh. I see. You're trying to tell me something.
Yes!
Beautiful.
Wow.
The princess, mesmerized.
Okay, I think this is working. Let's see audio. Check audio. Check audio. Check. Dude. Okay, let's see.
Oh.
I see. You're trying to tell me something.
Yes!
You're on a path in the woods. Mate, we're clearly already in the cabin. Excuse me?
Okay,
You're
this is
clearly
working. Let's see audio.
So you are?
Check audio. Check audio. Check. Dude. Okay, let's see.
Been here before. Well, not here, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. You knew about the loop in last time. Now, he's clearly disorientated. I'm sure all this new info is going to come as quite a shock to him. Best be gentle.
Check audio.
This guy has some issues. I'm starting to think the narrators are just wasting his time. Yeah.
Right on cue, here's the news guy. Welcome! Thank you. I'm just happy to be here. Okay, yes, I get it. You've been here before. That's terrible. You know that, right? Because the only reason you would have been here before is
This
if
guy
you
has some
failed in
issues.
whatever world you'd come from.
I'm starting to think the narrators
You
are
do
just
need
wasting
an
his time.
entire other reality. But I'm sure since you're so well travelled, you know that. Okay, yes, I get it. You've been here before. That's terrible. Yes? Well, we know that now, thanks to you. We're all and so well informed. You can count on us to do things right from here on out. I'm going to describe the room. The interior of the cabin is vast and regal. High arched windows line the walls, their multicolored glass casting kaleidoscopic patterns across the stone floor. An iron chandelier hangs from the vaulted ceiling, its many candles lit with flickering light.
Okay, I'm using this right
illuminating
here.
the massive room.
This color and this one because public domain means I can use it.
Before you, there isn't a blade, is there? That's not good.
Nope.
public domain.
Yeah, he was a bit of a loud one, wasn't he? Is he okay?
No, he's dead.
We're better off without him, if you ask me. One less opinion we have to contend with. Plus, he's the one who got us into
Let's
it.
see.
Is that so? Maybe there is hope for you after all. Free from the bad influence of your missing friend.
No, he's dead.
Across the room.
I'm using a drawing tablet. I have it on the ground. On the ground, I have it on the.
Feel free to give it a push as soon as you like.
I have it flat. 'Cause
Are you ready for
it's like
sadness?
drawing on a
Wait,
paper.
what? Well, Thor, you get your wish of spending your time with your. They do? Really?
There is
Just
no
basic
there's a
colors.
mirror.
I'm using a drawing tablet. I have it on the ground. On the ground, I have it on the.
I'm trying to
See, I want like a.
a.
I have it flat.
See her?
Police
Sadness?
for blue scarlet cup.
Now this is tricky. My
Well,
eyes
Thor,
say
you
there's
get
a
It's
your
hard
wish
drawing
of
this
spending your
character,
time
I guess, as I'm
with you?
practicing.
says there isn't.
It's a Thor.
Look, if you
It's a
need
creature I came up with.
Raise
Original
your-
creature. Ink
Oh,
puddle. It's
it
just.
needs to
Should draw like a snake creature's a little hard. Well,
It is
maybe
adorable.
should do it like my original style.
It's gone. I'm just glad we can all agree on
It's hard drawing this character, I guess, as I'm practicing. It's a
Leave the
Thor.
door open.
It's a creature I came up with. Original creature. Ink puddle. It's just. Should draw like a snake creature's a little hard.
It is
seem
adorable.
the
Should do like
stairs to
my
the
original
basement
style.
don't lead to a basement at all. Rather, they go up. They're draped in fine carpets too, one that feels pleasantly soft against your feet. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably... no, doesn't work here at all. This place is nice. Fancy, even. I have to say, whatever you did in your previous lives, I deeply dislike how much it's thrown me off my rhythm. Don't worry about it, boss. You're doing well. I'm not, but I appreciate the encouragement. Well, if all of this has thrown you off your rhythm so much, then maybe we don't have to stay.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on.
No, you absolutely do. Just because she lives in a nice house doesn't mean she doesn't pose a direct threat to all of reality. It's in her very nature. Her voice, gentle and warm, with an undercurrent of
Yeah, I
fatigue,
don't know what the hell's going on.
rolls down the stairs.
You're home. Dinner's ready.
As much as I guess
Yes!
you want to know what happened
Yes!
last time,
Yes!
I'm not going to examine it. Why are you so on edge? This is much nicer than what we're used to. I'd like to have dinner. Dinner sounds nice.
Me too! Me too!
Gotta say, I'm with him on this one, boss. When have nice things ever been a problem? That is the problem. This isn't
Yes!
supposed to be nice.
Yes!
She's supposed to be a prisoner. I need to stop talking. I need to stop talking. Just go upstairs, okay?
Okay. Me too! Hello, darling.
Like the one below, is grand and beautiful. Torches bathe the room in warm, comforting light, just enough to illuminate the tapestries along every wall, woven with scenes of chivalry and courtship and romance. The many cloth eyes are fixed on each other, gazes averted from the long table in the center of the room.
Me too!
The
Hello,
princess
darling.
seated at its far end. Your pristine blade glints in the weak torchlight, hanging from a golden chain around the princess's neck.
I have her trapped. I'm the one who has her trapped.
So that's where it is. And the tip is already pointed right at her heart. Okay, everything is falling back into place. All you have to do is cross the room, push down a little, and the entire world is saved. That's easy. Yeah, that is easy, isn't it?
I have her
So,
trapped.
where's the rush?
I'm the one who has her
You're
trapped.
here. Now we can start being happy together. Why don't you sit down?
To look on your Dayflower? Oh yeah. I'm ready.
As the words leave her mouth, the torches flare and a chair swings in from behind, knocking your legs out from under you. You're forcibly seated at the head of the table.
I'm
Isn't that better? It is better, right?
Hmm.
What can we do, Flower? Oh,
I guess hey, it's good I'm
I'm
practicing
ready.
because yeah, I'm trying to remember. It's like a dragon isn't hard to draw. I guess it is.
Oh, right.
I guess I have to try drawing
Forgotten about it.
my other way.
Flames burn bright, and a shadow dives across the
Oh,
table.
yeah.
In its wake,
See,
Go ahead and dig in.
yeah,
Sure
let's
your
see. I
mother-
guess hey, it's good I'm
am I ever
practicing. I'll keep it up for reference.
spread
Yeah, I'm
to
trying to remember. It's
feast
like a dragon
for
isn't hard to draw. Trying to remember how it looks like. Yeah, it looks like that.
after
I don't really know what the
everything
shadow is. I feel like it's me, but then at the same time, I don't know.
more than that.
I'm not exactly used to drawing proportion. I'm sorry for speaking, Mike. Mike.
You begin to feast.
Yeah, I have the image of how he's supposed to look, how they're supposed to look, but
The food
let me try focusing on the image because I also made a mental creation of it.
dishes, sauces and bread and hearty
Soul
stews,
creation, I can say.
tastes,
Yeah.
oils, across your tongue.
I just have to
You tear it wholesome
focus on
into
each
fat
individual
cream,
detail.
from
I guess the hand.
bone, juicy, tender and bursting with flavors you could
Hand,
scarcely begin
so
to
it looks like
describe. Your cup
sure,
fills
this.
itself again and again.
I try to put it into art in a simpler form, I guess.
Like glimmering jewels.
Or maybe just make it super
This
complicated.
really is
Soul
perfect.
creation, I can say.
It is the best meal you've
Just
ever
have
had.
to focus on
Then
each
it's over.
individual detail. I guess the
You're
hand.
just as hungry as when you began.
Don't tell me he's gonna eat her.
Wasn't that perfect? We should do it again.
Try to
Oh.
Washes across the table, clearing and replating.
maybe just make
The
this
feast is once again made
Oh.
to form.
So right now I'm drawing the hand. I focus on the hand. I can see the
You tear
pad.
into golden
Actually,
crispy
it's not a
flesh,
pad there.
dab
It's a
at the
smooth
slurry of
plate.
aromatic sauces on your plate with thick crusted
Don't
bread.
tell me he's gonna
Sip
eat
your
her.
goblet of
Guess I
sparkling
made different for each one.
juice. You've done this already.
Oh.
Good meal is still a good meal.
It's
And
mainly
we didn't even
just.
have to clear the dishes. I'm
Oh.
happy.
Yeah, this is actually looking a lot better. Hand, I can see the.
Just
Just
as hungry
trying
as
to
when you began.
get the shape.
You're still hungry too,
I don't usually
right?
draw
I
realistic.
know this wasn't as good as it was last
Well,
time,
I
but
draw realistic
we
my
just
own
have to do
way.
it again. That's all. It'll be perfect if we just do it again.
So the shadow sweeps over the table, clearing the old and laying out the new.
It's
And
actually
so
a lot better.
do it again.
Just trying to get the shape. I don't usually draw
The
realistic.
meat is fine, the bread
I draw
is
realistic
fine.
my own way.
You sample the sight. You
There we
finish your
go.
goblet, the liquid
So,
no longer glimmering on your palate, instead leaving your mouth coated in a
tired. Okay.
tacky film. You put
So,
it down and it fills again.
yeah, it looks a lot better general hand shape.
Well, food is food,
3
isn't it?
claw
Can't always be
and
amazing.
4 thumb.
What matters is that we don't have to make it. Getting other people to do the hard work always improves the Is it? Because it seems like the taste is getting worse, and we haven't had to so much as lift a finger. Regardless of quality, it's over.
A lot better general. Okay, now you have to figure this
You're
part out.
just as hungry as when you began.
Just use a lighter color maybe? 4 thumb.
No, something was wrong that time. But maybe I was just tasting it wrong. It looks just as good as it did the first time. It shouldn't taste like this.
Again, the shadow replaces your feast. And again, the meat is greased. The bread is tough, its crust hurting your jaw as you chew. The grey vegetables are barely worth the effort of picking through. You don't even touch the goblet. Its sickly sweet aroma utterly unappealing.
Okay, let's try this.
I'm so tired of eating. Well, it's still free food we didn't have to
I
make.
guess I'm using cooler. I'm just using cool colors right now. I usually use. Well, I'm really used to pen. Maybe I could just do it in pen and pencil first, then you use the inspiration, the reference from pencil, and paper. Okay, let's try this. I guess it's easier just doing it like this, because I'm not using any coloring, but at the same time, maybe I could just do it in pen and pencil first, then use the inspiration, the reference from pencil, and paper. Let's try it, just carefully. I guess it's easier just doing it like this, because I'm not
At
using
least
any
you
coloring.
still have the memory of how
Game.
Pen and
Yes, I love games.
Inspiration for reference. Let's try it. Okay, it goes down like this, and there's the body right here. Just let me try if I can imprint the image onto the screen.
Hold on.
Oh, maybe. That actually worked. Goes on like this. It's a little tough keeping the image there. Because how much detail is on it. I'll try if I can imprint the image onto the screen. It's working now. Yeah. I just need to lower the quality of the image I'm putting on the screen with my soul, and then just paint over it like.
Yeah.
The flames roar and the shadows
It's hard focusing, actually, like visually seeing it, because I sort of like
pieces
focus on each individual detail and keep it at that spot I'm drawing over.
even with little
So just paint over it. There we go. Let's do this. It's hard focusing, actually, visually seeing it, because I sort of it's working. I just need to focus on each individual detail and keep it at that spot I'm drawing over. Let's do this. It's working. Yeah. Looking like a dog. It's working. I've drawn the eyebrows now. I just need to draw the eyes onto it. Eyes honestly have so much detail, it's a little tough to looking like a dog. Figure it out. Just give me a second. It's working. I've drawn the eyebrows now, I just need to draw the eyes. Just like this. But there's white around it.
This video is sponsored by Skillshare.
So much detail, it's like
Hey kids, John Wilkes Booth, Lee Har-
just like this. But there's white around it.
This video is sponsored by Skillshare.
Hey kids, John Wilkes Booth, Lee Har-
This video is sponsored by Skillshare.
Hey kids, John Wilkes Booth, Lee Har-
I just need to take my time, but it's a little tough taking my time. I don't know, I just, not really used to drawing, like, slowly. So it's a little tough, I'd say, honestly. But I'm getting there. I just need to take my time, but it's a little tough taking my time. I don't know, I just, not really used to drawing, like, slowly. It's a little tough, I'd say, honestly. But I'm getting there. I just need to take my time, but it's a little tough taking my time. I don't know, just, there we go. It's going good so far. I also got my wisdom teeth while I got 2 wisdom teeth pulled out a couple days ago, so dealing with that, like, something I'm trying to do. I'm good though. Excuse me. Further. Something that I'm trying to do is to draw every day at least 1 image of the sky. Get slowly better and better so I can make my comic of them. He's in the comic, but like they're in the comic, but they're not. They do have a big focus, but they're not the main characters, you could say. It's humans, people, in a magical world. Get slowly better and better so I can make my comic of them. He's in the comic, but like they're in the comic, but they're not. They do have a big focus, but they're not the main characters, you could say. It's humans, people, in a magical world. Get slowly better and better so I can make my comic of them. He's in the comic, but they're in the comic. Yeah, I'm tired. Okay. Let's see, what do I need to do next? You zoom in, I think I'm having trouble zooming in. Yeah, I'm tired. You know, it actually looks really good, like, if it zoomed out. You zoom in, I think I'm having trouble zooming in. You know, it actually looks really good, like, if it zoomed out. Yeah, I just need to try something. Just go along with it and just keep going, nice and easy. If it doesn't look good, then just go over it again. That's something I guess I'm not used to. Because I'm always used to like no erasing at all. At least only like 1 or 2 times erasing. But yeah, I just need to try something. Just go along with it, just keep going, nice and easy. If it doesn't look good, then just go over it again. That's something I guess I'm not used to. So don't forget to save. Because I'm always used to like no erasing at all. At least only like 1 or 2 times. Thought I had that set up on the save. It's not. Or 2. So don't forget to save. Because I'm always used to like no erasing at all. Guess I'll play
Harvey
this.
Oswald, Hitler, all people who gained massive notoriety by killing one of history's famous leaders. But there are 2 Americans who committed an equally heinous crime as these 3, yet their stories are seldom remembered, mostly because nobody really cares about the presidents they killed. Originally I was going to talk about both of them, but the video ended up being way too long, so today we'll just stick to this one, I guess. Charles J. Guiteau was a pretty silly guy, and to understand how a guy could be so silly, you gotta start with his youth. Guiteau was born in Freeport, Illinois Illinois in 1841. His mom had postpartum psychosis and died when he was 7, alongside 3 of his 5 siblings. His dad, meanwhile, was mega religious and made a big point out of instilling those values in his son, often physically. This influence molded Charles into a boy who sought nothing short of total approval from others, and who would react very harshly to any criticism levied upon him. As a teen, he moved to Ann Arbor, Michigan for high school. He tried to get into the University of Michigan, but he goofed on the entrance exam. So he did what anyone in his situation would do and said, well, so much for real life. I'm gonna join a commune. Specifically, he became part of the Oneida community in New York. In some aspects, this place was a pretty run-of-the-mill religious fellowship. From each according to their ability, to each according to their need, yada yada. But there are a couple of things that made it special. First off, they followed a doctrine known as Christian perfectionism, whereby everyone would strive to live their lives completely free of sin and reach a divine level of perfection while still on earth. Now, this isn't really unique to Oneida, but whereas most people would achieve this through staunch discipline and careful self-reflection, these guys would just get together and take turns roasting the shit out of each and every member over any minute flaw they could possibly have. Real great for the psyche. They also practiced what was basically an early form of eugenics, where aspiring parents would have to submit an application and be judged by the committee on their moral and spiritual fortitude. If they were allowed to mate, children would be separated from the mom about a year after birth and raised communally in the children's wing. After all, wouldn't want any of those hopelessly flawed toddlers to think they're deserving of any affection whatsoever. Oneida also believed in what they called free love, which meant that anyone could bang anyone at any time, as long as they kept it hetero, and exclusive relationships of any kind were actually frowned upon, which seems like kind of a weird habit for people trying to 100% FC this whole Christianity thing, but whatever. But wait, you're saying, how can you have selective breeding at the same time as extremely unselective breeding? Aha! See, that's where male continence comes in. Under this rule, a pair could go at it for as long as they wanted, with the caveat that the dude's not allowed to nut, pull out or otherwise. That way, it's not a sin. After all, as the Bible says, if the dick don't spit, you must acquit. Paradoxically, no such rule existed for the women. In fact, not only did the commune believe in female orgasms, they actually prioritized them, which is like unheard of in the 19th century. They'd even have the middle-aged women of the society train the teen boys in the art of holding in the old pelvic sneeze. That way, there wouldn't be any chance of conception in case the guy goofs up his first few tries. So anyway, young Gito joins this whole thing, and endured countless blows to his massive yet fragile ego, thinking he's at least gonna get a piece of this communal action. Except, the criticism towards him wasn't just a formality like it was for others. Everyone there genuinely fucking hated him, on account of the fact that he was a raving neurotic narcissist. He never caught a single piece of this allegedly free love, and after a while, they all started calling him Charles Get Out in the hopes that he'd leave. This is real. And after 5 long years of this abuse, Gito finally got the hint and moved to New Jersey. He tried starting a newspaper themed around the Oneida religion called the Daily Theocrat, except nobody cared, so that failed. He went back to Oneida and tried to sue the place in order to get back pay for all his voluntary unpaid labor while living there, but apparently I'm mad butthurt isn't a valid reason for prosecution, so that went nowhere. Finally he said, well, when your devotion to God has failed you, there's only one path in life left. Time to become a lawyer. He managed to pass an examination to gain admission to the Illinois bar, and subsequently joined a law firm in Chicago at the age of 27, where he met his soon-to-be wife, one Annie Bunn. Of course, Gito never really got to be a lawyer. He only argued in one actual court case. Most of his time was spent doing bill collection for random clients. This job gave him insight into how debtors think and operate, which allowed him to turn into quite the con man, dodging bills whenever and wherever he saw the opportunity. Even on the job, he'd frequently charge exorbitant contingency fees after the fact, upwards of 75%. And sometimes he'd just keep it all and completely ghost his clients. After all, what are they gonna do? Send another bill collector? Well, it turns out they did, so Gito and his wife fled to New York. Here he ditched law and started getting into politics. Specifically, he wrote and delivered a speech in favor of Horace Greeley, the 1872 Democratic presidential candidate. And he somehow got it in his head that if Greeley won, his campaign would be so greatly indebted to him that they'd fulfill his desires to be the Minister of Chile, as though a total rando like him could just, name a job and it would be his. In reality, the speech was an incoherent mess heard by next to no one, and Greeley lost by a landslide. As the years passed, Annie got real sick of living life on the run with a broke-ass bitch, and Charles was none too keen on her weighing him down either. But back in the day, you couldn't just divorce someone willy-nilly, you needed a valid reason for it. So Charles concocted the brilliant scheme of banging a prostitute and then having her testify in court. The plan worked, with the pair successfully divorcing in 1874, and the only downside was syphilis. Whoops. Guiteau started dabbling in theology again around this time. He published a book called The Truth, which was almost entirely plagiarized directly from John Noyes, the founder of the Oneida community. But despite being a man of God, Guiteau was still very much a two-time varmint, and moved frequently in the dead of night to keep collectors off his tail. His brother caught wind of this and wrote him a letter basically saying, hey, maybe you should pay your bills now and then so you can be, a functioning member of society. To which Charles replied, and I quote, "Find $7 enclosed, stick it up your bunghole and wipe your nose on it, and that will remind you of the estimation in which you are held by Charles J. Guiteau." God damn. And to his own brother, the madman. Soon after he got arrested, bailed out by his sister, lived with her for a few months, attacked her with an axe, went to DC, rambled about religion to anyone who would listen, moved to Boston, got in a boat accident where everyone in his boat was fine, but everyone in the other one fucking died, took this as a sign from God, moved back to New York, and got back into politics in 1880, this time as a Republican. During this campaign, there were two main factions of Republicans, known as the Stalwarts and the Half-Breeds, which sounds like some Tolkien shit, wish we had names like that today. Now, Guiteau considered himself a stalwart, and in a similar vein to his 1872 venture, he wrote a speech to promote stalwart candidate Ulysses S. Grant, who was shooting for his third term. But before he got a chance to deliver the speech, one James A. Garfield took the candidacy completely out of nowhere, beating out both factions single-handedly. He was like, rats, how am I gonna get power handed to me now? So he literally just scribbled out all the references to Grant and replaced them with Garfield and was like, yep, that'll do it. He read this speech all of twice, along with handing out copies to the Republican National Committee. In reality, this really didn't accomplish much, but when Garfield managed to win the election, Guiteau was like, yes, that was entirely me. Garfield is in my supreme debt. As God is my witness, he shall make me a consulate in Vienna or Paris or someplace cool like that. He went to DC to await his inevitable appointment, but obviously nothing happened. So he started writing letters. A lot of letters. When that didn't work, he started actually stalking both Garfield and the Secretary of State, James Blaine, intercepting them in hotel lobbies, just being like, oh hey, yeah, it's me, the sole person responsible for your success. Say, how about a consulship? Alright, you'll get back to me, I get it. Whoa, haha. What a coincidence. Me again. How's that consulship coming? At first they simply ignored him, but eventually Blaine snapped, screaming, never speak to me again on the Paris consulship as long as you live.
That's what I learned, take time to learn this.
Damn you, Garfield! I sense a disturbance in the force. Maybe daylight savings just made Monday an hour longer. Wow, Garfield, that was quite the wisecrack. It's amazing how you managed to keep things fresh year after year. Burn in hell, beige dog. At this point, Guiteau completely renounced any faith in the current administration, and after a lifetime of clout chasing met only with disappointment, he decided his only option was straight up going postal. He convinced himself that it was now God's will to remove Garfield from this mortal plane, in order to put his stalwart vice president, Chester Alan Arthur, into power. When he went to buy a revolver, he was given the choice between a wood grip and an ivory grip. He went with the ivory one for no other reason than he thought it would look cooler in a museum, and on July 2nd, 1881, he ambushed Garfield at the Baltimore and Potomac Railroad Station, shooting him twice in the back and mortally wounding him, all because he wouldn't give him a job. Garfield managed to hang on for 11 weeks before finally dying, which sounds like hell. Today's modern physicians actually believe that Garfield could have easily survived the incident if it weren't for doctors digging through him with unsanitized tools. Hey, modern medicine, thanks for not being worse than literally no medicine. It means a lot. But that didn't stop Guiteau from being formally charged with murder, and that's exactly what he wanted. Matter of fact, Guiteau was over the moon, taking his new nationwide infamy as the fame he always deserved. His trial was just bananas, with Guiteau hurling obscenities at just about everyone there, including his own defense team, and formatting his testimony as an epic poem which he recited in full. He even dictated an autobiography to the New York Herald, which, get this, he ended with a personal ad for a nice Christian lady under 30 years of age. What a baller. When the guilty verdict was read, he called everybody there low consummate jackasses, and on June 30th, 1882, Guiteau smiled and waved to his adoring fans as he was walked to the gallows, where he recited a repetitive, deranged poem he wrote that morning, which was performed in a high-pitched falsetto voice, since it was written in the point of view of a child. He asked for a full orchestra to play during the reading, which I don't have to tell you that went nowhere, and promptly thereafter, he was hung. When the gallows dropped, people were probably like, ugh, Jesus, it's finally over. I just came here for a nice little execution. They subject me to all that? Oh want my money back, frankly. So it just goes to show, you can't always get what you want. Unless that thing is getting everyone to hate you, that's extraordinarily easy. But for everything else, you're gonna need a combination of hard work and know-how. While the former must ultimately come from within, there's plenty of resources out there for the latter. The best of which is a seldom talked about little startup called Skillshare. Sponsor time. Skillshare is an online learning community with over 25,000 classes in design, business, technology, and more. Premium membership gives you unlimited access to high-quality classes on must-know topics, so you can improve your skills, unlock
There we
new
go.
opportunities, and do the work you love. A wise philosopher once said that the most fulfilling pursuit in life is to get to know oneself. Nah, I just made that up. Sounds legit though, right? Now, mindfulness and meditation are all well and good, but how about drawing as self-discovery? Sounds hokey, but I can tell you that I've certainly learned a lot about myself over the years doing this thing, so I'm sure you will too. Join the more than 7 million people already learning on Skillshare today with a special offer just for my viewers. Everyone who visits the link in the description can get 2 months of unlimited access to the 25,000 plus classes on Skillshare for absolutely free. So please, release that tension and get that comprehension today. Anyway, that's all for today. Till next time, I'm Salmonella, and Aoop and Aoop.
Here we go, let's see. Let's see if this works. Hey, look at that, that worked. And this over this layer. Guess I'm focusing this right now, actually. try standing this up. That's nicer. You still need to set up like programs keys on it. I should probably be drawing them how I'm supposed to, like, how they're gonna be looking in the comic. Like, should be like that right there. It's gonna be in the distance. Where the temple at, where the temple is at. It's more of a yellow one, yeah. try going over this color and do like multiple layers. Huh. Oh yeah. Of course, okay. Just. There we go. So I just have to do this, I guess. Actually, no, this will work. Take my time and go back over this. Making the angle a little long since I'm drawing up here, but yeah, it's really nice I can draw past that. Didn't realize that until now. Oh, back to this. Okay, let's see. So now I can. I guess I'm gonna do paint under this. Okay. So the temple's gonna be this color. It's gonna be this brownish. Yeah. Okay, so I need to draw it. nice if we could scroll down here. Yeah, sorry for not talking much. I'm just a little focused on this right now. This right now. This right now. Should get the angle right as well. Oh, fucking ogres. That's all sad. Hey, okay, let's get back on this. Go. Let's get it done. Just gonna do a little bit of the sky background. Swing over and a little bit more calming. Got milk. Got applesauce. Get the sit up and stretch. It's fun, yeah. Spending time doing this, I do understand why. This is fun, it just takes a little while. I don't know. I was thinking of the Out of Placer story. It's a really good comic. Y'all should read. Well, it depends on what you like. But it's a really funny scene. Like when the Yinglet character is just stretching his neck around, and he doesn't know he could do that. So he's like freaking out his friend, like, hey, like, look how far my neck can go around. It's really funny. I'm gonna end it right here so I don't get a bad taste in my mouth of leaving it. I'm gonna do it myself.